Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So, this has been a video that has been a long time coming. I know a lot of friends have kind of requested or been anticipating my read-through of this series. So I know I did a video, like I started the read-through back in, I think it was March, the start of March I think I did this one, but I'm gonna restart my read through from the beginning because when I originally did it back in March, I was kind of in a weird headspace at the point that I started recording it, and then because it's been like 2-3 months now since then, I've kind of forgotten everything I read about anyway. So figured might as well start fresh with a clean slate and start all over again. So this is the Battle Angel Alita read-through. We're going to start with Volume 1, and I'm going to try to get through the first 3 chapters today. Yeah, I'm trying to monitor the time because I don't know how long each chapter is or how long it's going to take me to get through sections. So I'm going to try to keep this video between 30 minutes to 45 minutes just to kind of keep the time down, because I don't want to make them too long, because I know when I did that poll on Twitter, everyone said that's kind of the preferred length for read-through videos, so I'm going to do that. And before we get into a quick update on my other ones, so unfortunately I did do a read-through video for the last half of Monsters Volume 2. Unfortunately my video did get corrupted and I wasn't able to save it, so unfortunately I won't be able to do that again. I considered kind of doing another read-through video to make up for it, but it doesn't really have the same impact if I know what's coming and the reactions and everything I didn't want it to seem like it wasn't genuine when I was doing that, so I thought I'll skip that, go straight ahead to Volume 3, which I'll do sometime in July. But without further ado, let's get into this. Battle Angel Alita by Yukito Kishiro. The original cyberpunk classic. So we have Fight 1, Rusty Angel. So you see, you're panning out shot above this giant, what looks like, all this construction area you see in the movies. And you see one of those little claw grabbers coming down, depositing a bunch of robotic pieces. You see some skulls tumbling down. And you see a man just going around. He grabs one of the skulls, takes out the eyeball, puts it in a little bag he's carrying. He's like, and then he goes, huh? So he goes up the hill and he goes, is that really? No way. I can't believe it. And he reaches down to the pile, grabs something, and goes, ha 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 ha. And you see a very mannequin looking female robot torso that he's pulled off. And then the scene flips to what looks like his house, looks like it's in a rundown neighborhood. And you hear, now why'd you go and bring back a hunk of junk like that, Ito? Junk? Not at all. I apologize, there is some text on the side telling me what it is. So it's Daisuke Ito repairs cyborgs, androids, robots, repairs, tuning, and maintenance for all models. So she's perfectly human, I'll have you know. Based on the parts that estimate her model to be at least 2 or 3 centuries old, though. Through a series of coincidences, her brain's been preserved in a kind of hibernation state. What is that saying? You're a real kook, you know that? No. So he's tied her up with a bunch of wires and a keyboard. So he goes, look, she's awake. Hi there, I'm Ito. What's your name? Name? I don't know, Ito. Looks like she's lost her memory. So you see this grumpy old guy that's there with Ito. Alright, hold on, give me a second here. Trying to just flip this. Whoop. That's a little bit better, actually. So you see a guy next to him has got this giant metal plate on his head. He goes, "Oh, I'm sure she'll remember over time. Haha. What are you keeping it? Well, I'll need to restore her body parts and functions, but first, I've got it. As of today, your name is Alita. Wasn't that the name of your pet cat that died last month? You're gonna name her after a pet? No worries, it's just a placeholder until she remembers her real name." And so then you again see the next day, you see this giant floating platform in the sky with a bunch of wires coming off of it, and you see what looks like trash falling below it. And he says, "See that? Our home is right over there. People call it the scrapyard." So Ito's basically tied up Alita on his back, like, you know, kind of like the toddler packs, and he's carrying her around. And it was that huge thing up in the air there. That's Zalem. It's a floating utopia. You must have had your own family. I want to know more about you, Alita. You must have had your own name, family, and home. It's like, my real name? I don't know. It was, well, no rush. You're just stuck as Alita for the time being. Haha. She's like, yeah. He goes, I ventured out this way hoping to find something usable for your frame, but it's been slim pickings. So he's got a little crowbar that he's using to kind of pick through the rubble. He smacks it down and he goes, damn. I hate to make you feel so vulnerable like this. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get a proper body again. And you go back to the city and you see a bunch of people walking around with robots. And it cuts to an alleyway. And you see a woman just leaning against the wall there. And she puts out her hand like this as she's smoking, I assume it's a cigarette. And you see this really intricate tattoo along her arm. And then she's pulling it back. She goes, who's there? And the next one is, you just see a flash as her head goes flying in a splash of gore. And then next you say, there, go on, give him a wiggle. Oh, I remember this part, right? So Alita has now gotten hands from Ito, and the hand has the exact same tattoo of the woman we just saw killed. She goes, such beautiful hands. She goes, thank you, Ito. But weren't they expensive? He's like, not that bad. I got them from a dismantler. But next, you need proper legs. Okay, so right now he's basically propped her body up on her body sitting on not a trolley, but like a little mechanical bike almost that she's propped her body onto. And he goes, I'll have you even more and more beautiful with each extra part. Such sinister setup, because he's putting on this black fedora, he's got this black jacket on, putting it over his face, and Alita's sleeping, and he's grabbed a suitcase and he's gone off into the night. And he goes, hi Gonzu. Oh, why if it isn't Alita? I can hardly recognize you anymore. So Gonzu is the little plate head guy that Ito was talking to when he first picked up Alita. And she goes, it feels great to be able to move around on my own now. Just make sure you don't go walking out at night. There's a serial killer on the loose and all the sicko's victims are women. And then you see it's back to Ito's workshop. He goes, how are your legs feeling, Alita? She's like, they're great, thanks. Hey, Ito, what happened to your arm? So you see he's got a bandage wrapped around his arm with a little blood leaking out. And he goes, oh, this? And she's like, he heard it going out last night. He goes, I just scraped it on something clumsy, me. Ha ha ha. And he just rolls his sleeve down over it. And she goes, are you alright? What is he hiding? She goes, this is just something. I cannot read the text because it's way too small. So next night again, he's sneaking out in his very serial killer clothing, and Alita's just pretending to be asleep, and she gets up, and she goes, when she remembers him saying, you must have had your own name, family, and home. Ito's all I have right now. I don't want my memories back. I'd rather be with him. I'm fine being plain old Alita. She puts her sneakers on and starts heading out. He goes, your body's still incomplete as it is. I'm hoping to give you proper organic parts. She goes back to Gonzu saying, all the Sicko's victims are women. She goes, I just want to know the truth. So she starts trailing him through the city, up and down all these stairwells. And you see a woman up there. And he goes, he's going to ambush that woman. So he opens up his suitcase. He's got this giant kind of pile driver hammer that he's putting together. And he's just waiting behind a corner, waiting for the woman to show up. And just as he's about to swing, Alita runs up and goes, no, don't. Alita, what are you? I figured it out, Ito. I know you've been killing people to get the biological arms and legs for my body. And he goes, what? Like, please, stop killing people just for my sake. And he rips the hammer out of her hands. He goes, damn, she's gone. He goes, ah. And he swings back around towards Alita and goes, Alita. And she's like, what? What? And you see a huh as the hammer gets intercepted by some claws. And he goes, are you okay, Alita? And you hear a key. And he's like, it's her. She's the serial killer. So you see the robot just jumping onto the wall and leaping off with these giant claws going for Ito. And slices through his hat and makes him drop the hammer. And he goes, oh no. And then Alita goes forward and just tackles the robot down. He goes, Alita. It's like, I won't let you kill Ito. Then the robot slips out of her hands. Alita's tripping forward. Oh, that's pretty sick. So Alita just like uses her hands to boost herself up way higher than the other one was running. And goes, Gree? And she does a flip and stamps its head and just smashes it into, I assume, the wall. Yeah. So she basically grabbed, like Alita flipped up and then smashed the robot's head into the wall. And he goes, Alita. It's like, what's this? That move. That was Panzerkunst. Martian martial arts. So next you see this giant building with the sign saying Factory 33. It's like, so the killer was a mutant who went out of her mind, eh? Given her looks, I guess I can see why she had such a vendetta against pretty women. You've been on the warpath hunting down all these wanted targets lately, Ito. Well, here's her bounty payout. 100,000 chips. What, not gonna buy any female parts this time? See here, ages ago there was an agency called the Police that managed crime in cities. But in the scrapyard, the factory puts out bounties on criminals and sends hunter warriors like me after them. I'm sorry about getting the wrong idea, Ito. Here I thought I was saving you, and then you saved me. Thank you, Alita. No problem. Well, he was the one who gave me this life. He goes, just don't try pulling off moves like those with this body anymore. It wasn't designed for them. It's like, yes, sir. Go to chapter 2, Fighting Instincts. So you see this giant globe with legs crouched on another globe. And you see Alita nervously looking around. And she's at the entrance to Factory 33. And she's thinking, I can be a hunter warrior too. And he goes, what kind of nonsense is this? I did not dig you out of that heap of junk so that you could throw your life away like this. But my dream is to make you a thing of beauty, Alita, and fighting is such an ugly thing. I'm completely against you becoming a hunter, and that's that. But I can't just sit back and watch you take on dangerous jobs for my sake. Plus, what good is happiness if it's only given to you? That's no real life. So this doors open with an ominous sound. And you go, huh? Nobody home. And then a robot pops out of the ground and goes, can I help you, miss? She goes, eek! He's like, hello, hello, hello. Cowabunga! And a bunch of other robots just start popping out everywhere. She goes, you want Hunter Warrior registration? Report to cylinder number 10 over there. So you see one of those very sci-fi looking helmets coming down. He goes, "Don't move now. I'm going to zap a little ID code into your brain with the laser." "My brain? But I can't afford to get any dumber." "Hey, easy peasy. It won't harm the neurons. Just putting a little hunter brand on our neuroglia. With cyborgs, you can't be sure that fingerprints, voice samples, and retinal patterns are legit, so we do it this way instead. Much more secure. You have no idea what you're getting into. Being a hunter is truly a dirty job. I would cut off 100 criminals' head for you. I would gladly feel their blood on my face, and in exchange, I need you to be as pristine as my dream for you." So Alita stands up and says, "I'm not your dress-up doll." And she runs out, going, "I hate you, Ito." So you see branding complete and you see a barcode. She goes, "Wow, it's really easy to become a hunter warrior." And the robot says, "Registering? Sure. Everything else is the hard part. Why'd you decide to become a hunter, baby?" She goes, "I feel like I was asked a similar question once, long ago. Why do you fight? For what purpose?" And my answer was, "I'm doing it for my own sake." So you see this fleeing flashes cuts out to outside in the scrapyard. Looks like, slum part of the city. And you see a dog and an old guy sitting there, and he goes, "There you go, good boy." It's like, "Hey, old man." It's like, "What? How much for the dog's brain?" Oh boy, I remember this bit. Whew. Alright, so you see this janky looking cyborg guy with, these super long arms, and this giant shadow behind him. He goes, "Are you crazy? Fangs like a son to me, not for sale." And you see from the weird ass thing behind him, and he goes, "Hey, old man, you're gonna wish you'd just given up the dog, pal." He's like, "And what are you gonna do with my dog?" He's like, oh. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What's that?" And the thing behind him just rips off its clothes. He goes, "Yeah, well, it's too late to stop him now." He just grabs a random passerby from the street and then rips his head off and just starts going, like, sucking on it like a lollipop. Goes slurp, gulp. He's like, "Ugh, it's eating his brain." He goes, "Oh, trust me, he ain't hungry. My bro here is an endorphin junkie. He starts to go into withdrawal if he doesn't get any brains for his fix." It's like, "Yeah, that's the stuff." He just tosses it down. And then he's like, "Yeah, haha." He's grabbing more people and going, "No," as they're running away. He goes, "Yeah, haha. You happy now? Look what you did, old man." He's like, "Please stop." He goes, "Hee hee hee, ha ha ha." So then you cut to Ito back at the scrapyard. He goes, damn it. And he's tossing some very feminine clothes into the river. And he goes, "I'm not your dress-up doll." It's like, huff, huff. Ha 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 ha. "You're right, of course. You're right. I should never have tried to control your life. It's yours to live. The question is, why a hunter of all things? Those Panzerkunst moves Alita used without realizing. She might have lost her memories, but that fighter's blood still flows through her veins." He goes, "I suppose it must be fate." So then he puts on his gear again. He goes, "But there's one thing you're wrong about, Alita. My side stint as a hunter warrior isn't entirely for your sake." And you see, oh god. You see some poor little doggies, picking at the garbage. And you hear, "Yip," as a spear just goes through one of their necks. The other two take off running. And you see Mr. Janky Cyborg from before going, "Hee hee, it's a lot of work keeping him happy and loose." And he grabs the dog's head, slices it off. "Can't believe the great Izuchi's stooping to hunting stray dogs. Still, the look on that old fool's face today, ha ha ha." And you hear a huh? And you see how Ito's with the guy with his back to the guy, and he whips around with his hammer and just smashes his head off. And he goes, "I keep hunting for the pleasure of this very moment. For my own sake. I'm a self-centered man who kills for pleasure, and I didn't want you to know that about me. So he's got the guy's head impaled on his hammer spike. So he just puts it on the ground and takes it off. And he goes, so that's how I lead my life as a hunter, Alita. Then how will you? And you hear slurp, gulp, slurp, and you see his disgusting older brother, you know, with the roided out upper body, sucking on some other poor schmuck he's killed. And you see Alita coming in front of him. He goes, Gwahaha. And she goes, just stay calm. Believe in the strength within yourself. And she takes off running towards him. And he tosses the corpse toward her. And she goes, uh-oh. She goes, no, don't let the fear in. And then Alita just sidesteps it as the corpse falls. And she does a flip. So she does a circular flip front roll. And then again does the thing where she jumps up with her feet. And just completely obliterates the giant's arm. It cuts it off completely at the shoulder with one kick. It goes, gah! I was like, no, it wasn't enough. Ooh. And he reaches out with his other arm and smashes her through the middle. And just completely splits her in half. We have chapter 3, What Has Value. Oh boy, so you see Alita's body's been completely torn apart. One of her arms has come off. Her legs have been separated. And you hear him going, Gwahahaha. He goes, ah. She goes, ah, rah. So as she's heading towards the ground, she flips, lands with her one good hand, launches herself back up again, and then spears it right into his eye and takes it out. He's like, yarg! And then you see Ito running up and goes, Alita! She goes, yeah! So she's just driving her arm deeper and deeper into his head. And you just see like all this blood splashing out. What is it? Oh, okay, so he tenses up. It looks like he clenched his eye hard enough to sever her arm. Or to catch her arm, sever it. And then she's falling backwards. And he grabs her with his hand. He goes, oh, girl, yeah. He's like, girl, how dare you crush the eye of the great Makaku? Ah, the pain. I need more endorphins. Brain must have more brains. So he's sending in 2 pins. I assume that's teeth. I'm not sure what it is. But he's sending in like these 2 pincers into her head. And you hear her, not so fast. And so Ito comes running up with the hammer. And he goes, rah! And he... Oh my god, alright, so Ito has... Ito has a rocket-powered hammer and it's just taking off, just dragging him along with it. And he just completely obliterates the other arm of the cyborg. It goes here and the arm falls off the lead and he goes, ah! He goes, this is the end of you. As he swings it back around and just smashes him into the ground. And he goes, where's the head? I don't see the monster's head anywhere. He looks back and goes, Alita, you poor thing. Oh no, there's a crack in your cranial shell. That's bad. I've got to get that patched up quick. And you see the head. Ooh. So you see the head coming up from above, rocketing down. He's got the spike in it that he shoots off. And you hear, ugh, as it spears Ito right in the gut. And it goes, ah. He goes, ha ha. Gwa ha ha ha. So he goes, so your head was an independent cyborg unit. So this head just takes off like a snake and just starts going around. And he goes, no one, and I mean no one, can snuff out the life of the great Makaku. It is impossible. He goes, you. It's like, huh? It is done. I have burned the image of you and that girl into my retina. I shall not forget you. Know this. I will return one day and slurp all the matter from your skull. Funny how once he loses everything but the head, the mouth goes into overdrive. Gwahaha! Sadly, my intellect is bound to whatever body my head inhabits. For as Nietzsche said, the spirit is but a plaything of the body. And he goes, Gwahaha! As he takes off and dives off deeper into the city. He goes, horrifying creature. I'd heard of the cyborg that hung around the wanted list for a year, and yet no hunter was bold enough to attempt him. Alita, you picked a hell of a target for your first job, kid. He goes, poor unlucky thing. He just brushes her face gently. He goes, damn it, this isn't the end. I'm not going to let you waste away here. That monster won't feast on your brain if I have anything to say about it. So he grabs the little needle and just jerks it out of himself. He goes, I must restore your body. So it cuts back to the city again, and you see some videos playing in the background. It goes, out comes the infamous grind cutter. The challenger's guts are strewn onto the mat. Kanuba has defended his champion's belt for a record 63rd consecutive time. He's the very image of a winner. So you see Ito just holding his guts in as he's bleeding. He's got Alita's body on the suitcase and he's trying to get through the city. He goes, can't go on. And someone knocks into him and he's about to fall over. And as he sees Alita's body falling, he just catches it with his hand and cradles it. He goes, Alita, I'll find you a body worthy of a warrior. You see a full-powered body that can withstand battle. The strength to take a human life with one blow. With each step growing further from my dream for you. Fight so that you can survive in this rotten world. So he goes and finds a phone. You hear ring ring. Kick. So now who's calling this late? You see, I think it was Gunzo, Mr. Metalhead. He goes, hello? So he goes, there's no single thing in this world that's worth risking your life for. Nothing except for what you've built up on your own. And for me, that would be you. Chapter 4, Resurgence. Alright, so, you know what, I will actually, no. I will actually cut off the video here, like I said, because it's running up pretty close to half an hour, and I've got some other reaction reviews as well to record tonight, but I hope you all enjoyed my retread of Battle Angel Alita so far. It's been it's been a fun ride so far. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where else this goes. The art has definitely been very, very detailed so far, even if the gore has been a little bit too much. But yeah, like I said, I think I mentioned this in my monsters video. We'll point this out again here. So my plan is I'm going to basically do read-throughs for one series at a time. I know when I initially started this, I was just trying to do juggle 2 to 3 series at a time and trying to do videos for those. And I don't think that really works very well. So for the foreseeable future, right now I'm just going to do video read-throughs for Battle Angel Alita, working my way through all 5 volumes, I think, that are out. And then again with Monstrous, I will be doing volume 3, probably again split into 2 videos for the other read-through part. And I think that'll be the end of Monsters for now after that, because I don't think volume 4 comes out till October, start of October this year. But for anyone that does like Monsters, I highly recommend getting the hardcover copy that's coming out on July 9th. It collects the first 3 volumes of the series along with, bonus extra art features and all that. And I would highly suggest adding that to your collection. And yeah, that's about it. So next, so I'll resume Battle Angel Alita. Like I'll finish off Volume 1 of this read through probably next week sometime. So either Saturday or Sunday. Because I know next week's a long weekend, so it should be easier for me to kind of get through and power through this. So next weekend I will finish off Volume 1 and then hopefully dive a little bit into Volume 2. And yeah, like I said, hopefully you enjoy the ride. And until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you later.